Welcome to MMA On The Rise. We're here in Charlotte, North Carolina for Fight Lab 25 at Coyote Joe's. It's race week and there's an Earnhardt in the house. Jeffrey Earnhardt makes his MMA debut. I'm with the master of cool, Kevin Ferrant.
Hey Tom, Fight Lab is done it again, putting together another fantastic card. We got undefeated Blaine Thomas facing off against undefeated Drew Kennedy. Also, one of the most highly anticipated fights of the year, Roger the Leprechaun Carroll facing off against John Buck Nasty.
Lots of extra media attention to this one due to Earnhardt in the house. Can't wait to see it. You stay tuned to MMA On The Rise. Welcome to MMA On The Rise, bringing you the best in mixed martial arts and combat sports. I'm your host, Tom Ziegler. Tonight we're featuring a bout from Fight Lab 25. This was the first pro fight of the evening on that card. It featured Bobby Gurley, the powerhouse grappler out of Team Rock Greensboro, taking on the talented big striker, Mont McMullens. Check this out. This fight is brought to you by Any Lab Test Now.
All the best fighters, get their blood working. Any lab test now.
Over 150 convenient locations. Fighter panels include HIV, hepatitis B and C.
Only $89. No doctor's orders needed.
In and out 15 minutes.
Fighting is in your blood. Make sure nothing else is.
DJ A-Rod out of the blue corner, bring to me Bobby Gurley.
MMA On The Rise in conjunction with 3 Wide Life here at Fight Lab 25 at Coyote Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're about to start our pro card here. We've got Bobby Gurley making his way to the cage.
Bobby Gurley fights for Team Rock.
Yeah, coming to the cage with a record of 1-2. He's 29 years old, 6'3", 235 pounds.
This guy's a big boy. I've seen him compete in grappling tournaments as well. Good submission game, very dominant. He's a big beast of an individual. I would not want to be in the cage with him.
Tom Ziegler here, cage side with the fight check. Paul Boo and the Ninja Daddy, Tony Tan.
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of fighting him in the grappling tournament, and I can just tell you it was not fun having him on top of me.
Yeah, actually, that was right. You did meet him in the absolute. Tony Tan fighting at 155 weight class, fighting a 230-pound guy. But in grappling tournaments, there's weight classes as well, but also, too, a lot of times they'll have an absolute division where it's open weight class. And Tony tried to test his skills against Mr. Gurley, and
rather unsuccessfully, I may add.
Yeah. So, this is one instance where definitely size matters. That's why there is weight classes, and a small fighter can sometimes beat a big fighter with technique. but the problem is if that big fighter also has technique, it's a totally different world.
Yeah, he definitely knew it was coming, so he definitely trains with some good jiu-jitsu fighters out of his camp, Laban Props being one of them.
Yeah, he trains with Laban Props. Laban Props, a very well-known jiu-jitsu guy based out of Greensboro. Now he lives in Tennessee.
And out of the red corner, DJ A-Rod, bring to me Mont McMullens.
Mont McMullens coming to the ring now, known to have really heavy hands.
Yeah, another large heavyweight. Actually, if you think the first gentleman, Mr. Gurley, was big, where do you get a load of Mont McMullens? 265 pounds, 39 years old, 2-1 as a pro. He was 3-2 as an amateur. He's got head kicks, heavy hands. The stand-up game is where he likes it.
Yeah, for a big boy, he's got really good kickboxing. You know, he throws some high kicks. A lot of times you don't see the real high kicks out of the big guys. He's got very good kicking ability, very powerful hands, moves really, really well for a heavyweight.
Yeah. At his first pro fight back in 2010, February, lost it, took some time off, about 2 years, came back this year, back in January and April, won both of his fights.
He's got a win right now over Greg Maynard and also over Dan King. These fights were all done in 2012, so they're both recent fights. Now he's got a big test up against Bobby Gurley.
Yeah, you gotta imagine Bobby Gurley, given his background with Team Rock and training with Laban Probst, he's gonna want to take this fight to the ground.
Yeah, Bobby Gurley, he's got a win over an Aaron Anspach, I believe is how you pronounce it, but he also has 2 losses as well. So it'd be interesting to see where this fight goes. You got a classic striker versus grappler. I believe both guys are actually very well rounded. Both of them have games on both sides, striking and grappling. But definitely Mont McMullens prefers the striking, and we believe Bobby Gurley is going to prefer the grappling. But you know, you never know. Guys can come out with you know, changing their game plan up a little bit just to shock the other guy.
As with most, and as MMA continues to evolve, you see guys working on all aspects of their game, never being satisfied. If you want to be successful in this sport, you have to work all aspects.
Now you've got right now, not including the announcer and the ref, over 500 pounds of man in that ring.
That's a lot of man.
That's a lot of man.
This young man is a jiu-jitsu fighter. He comes to us from Greensboro, North Carolina, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at 242 pounds with a record of 1 win versus 2 losses. Cody Joes, give it up for the Maverick, Bobby Gurley.
Bobby Gurley having a strong fan base here from Greensboro.
And now for the fighter standing to my right. This young man is a striker. He comes to us from Shelby, North Carolina, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighed in at 262 pounds. He carries a professional MMA record of 2 wins, only 1 defeat. Representing Brian Jones Ultimate Karate, give it up for the People's Champion, the King, Mont McMullens. Referee Donnie Jessup will give the instructions.
Mont McMullens, 10 years the elder over Bobby Gurley.
Donnie Jessup's currently giving instructions to the fighters.
Good luck and back them up.
Very seasoned ref here in North Carolina.
Ooh,
got some big guys in here.
Somebody's gonna get punched in the eye.
Now these are pro fights, ladies and gentlemen. The difference being they can now throw head kicks, they can throw knees to the head, they can also throw elbows, which totally changes the game. When you start out adding the head and knee kicks as well as the elbows, it definitely changes how you have to fight.
The rounds are also longer, so they're 5-minute rounds, so you have to be in a little bit better condition than you would be if you were an amateur.
Right, 2 minutes extra per round.
Yeah, longer rounds, larger athletes. You're going to see a little slower pace as these guys want to take their time and look for their shots. Good inside leg kick.
Yeah, you don't want to rush when you're a heavyweight because all it takes is 1 shot.
Also, too, you know, when you get pro fighters, you know, heavyweights, but even some of the lighter weights, you'll tend to see a little bit more, especially at the beginning of a fight, a little slower pace, because they're not as nervous going in. They're not going to go in there and just wildly swing. They're going to pick their shots, and they're going to fight intelligently versus getting into a brawl. Now, sometimes you'll still see the brawls, but the pro fighters tend to pick their shots a little bit more till later in the fight, and it starts to pick up.
Gurley trying to use his strikes to get into the clinch, work a takedown. Good defense so far by Mont McMullens.
That's something you don't see every day, the hammer fist to the thigh.
Yeah, that's definitely different. Definitely like we expected, you know, McMullens was trying to keep the fight standing. He's using his striking. Gurley is working for that takedown there. Currently working for a double leg. He's most likely going to end up switching in for a single if he can't get that double. Mont McMullens is a big boy to pull off that cage. It's, you know, Gurley's got to be careful here as he's working to this, not to gas himself out trying to move to the 265 pounds.
What McMullens wants to be careful is he wants to be careful. He doesn't bring his knees too close together, or Gurley's going to take advantage of that. As just so.
There you have it. Ninja Daddy has spoken, and it has happened.
I called it.
Yeah, Gurley sucked in the hips, pulled him away from the cage, and then drove forward. McMullens trying to control posture. Gurley using the cross face to create some space. He wants to land some strikes. He's got elbows there.
This is where the game changes, especially in this pro with the elbows. The elbows have become very dangerous here from half guard and controlling positions. Mont McMullens is going to have to work an underhook with his left arm, getting his left arm up underneath the armpit of Gurley's right arm. If he's not able to do that, Gurley's going to be able to continue to control him here, and he's going to slowly start to work in elbows, working punches, and it looks like he's trying to actually improve his position as well. He gets through to that half guard and takes
going for an arm triangle here if he hops over to the other side.
Now Mont McMullens has unlocked his legs, and Gurley's going to try to drag that knee through. Now Mont closes him back up, listening to his coach.
And McMullens is almost flat on his back, which is not the position you want to be when you're on bottom.
It looks like McMullens is working. Looks like he's got some basic ground game, but not to level of Gurley. Gurley's working on a head and arm choke.
He's working on an arm triangle.
He's basically going to try to push that arm across Mont McMullens' neck. He's basically called an arm triangle or a head and arm choke. It looks like he might have lost it now.
Yeah, right now he's just using his hands as a base, trying not to get rolled. McMullens a strong guy. I mean, he's got to move all his weight and Gurley's weight together. That's almost 500 pounds right there.
Now, he tried to roll him, but he gave up his back in the process of doing it. Gurley is raining down hammer fist.
Big hammer fist. He's taking a close look. Donnie Jessup has seen enough.
And McMullens actually taps due to strikes. He was tapping out right as Donnie Jessup was taking a look at that, considering stopping that fight. And
McMullens holding the back of his head. Maybe a few strikes got there, but when you're in that position, you know, and the guy is striking, that's going to happen.
Yeah,
whether inadvertent or intentional.
I think he was saying he was hitting him in the back of the head, but I think most of those shots were clean shots. I mean, but sometimes inadvertent shots will land. They will happen. You know, and if the ref sees more than one happen and they are intentional, he'll say something. But I think Gurley was doing a good job about picking his shots for the most part. And, you know, it's just a good day for Bobby Gurley and McMullens. You know, valiant fight, but it just went Gurley's way today.
Yeah, he was landing some heavy, heavy blows. It was devastating. That was a powerful athlete right there. Here we go with the official decision. There you have it. Bobby Gurley takes it. Ground and pound referee stoppage. He improves his record to 2-2. Mont McMullens falls to 2-2. You're watching MMA on the Rise.
Thanks for watching another exciting episode of MMA on the Rise. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at MMAOTR.
You can also like us on Facebook.
You can also visit us at MMAOnTheRise.tv.
And now you can follow us on Twitter at MMAOTR.
We'll see you next time on MMA On The Rise.